Hey there, hi there, how's it going? My name is Anthony Gray. Welcome to another episode of Grayscale Painting. Okay, we're gonna kind of be easy with this one here. I would love to see people emulate some of these projects that I do. No special effects or anything. This will be a very, I guess, a typical, somewhat landscape. Okay. All right. Well, very simple plan for a sky. Okay, and we're gonna get this all worked out and mapped out and all that fun stuff. You know, colorful sky, mountain, trees, stuff like that. Very basic landscape. All right. Okay. We will get this started. I work with heavy body acrylic paint. Okay. Now, I've made my own liquid white type of paint here. All right. You know, you do the fingerprint test, you know, one of those. All right. Okay. So you don't need too much of this. It's just, really, it's like 60% paint and maybe 40% vegetable glycerin, and that's what I have. It's water-based, so it's craft paint. You can use any color you want, really. I just use white. Okay, you can use blue, gray, green, whatever, but you know, it's that 60-40. All right. Okay, well, like I said, I want to go typical, so I'm gonna dip the corner of my brush into a little phthalo blue here. All right, and I'll keep the corners. Oh, this isn't phthalo blue, I'm sorry. This is actually purple. It's actually purple, guys, not phthalo blue. We've got a different color palette today, basically. Okay, which is obviously purple, as you can see. And I'll keep the purple side a little dark. Yeah, I'm using different colors. I will announce the colors. They'll flash up on the screen anyway. Basic X stroke type of fashion. The white is mixing in with it, making it a little darker. Okay. And you just keep blending. Like I said, I want the sky up above just to appear a little darker. Okay. I'm just adding more paint to it. And somewhat X strokes. It'll be blended out in a second or two. All right. So I've got my little bit of purple head going on over there. Ironically, there's no blue in the palette. I will talk about the color palette down there. I kind of jumped the gun with it, so excuse me for that. Let's look down here. My bad. Cad red, cad orange, yellow ochre, umber, burnt umber, and some purple. So it's not dioxazine purple, it's another purple. Okay, and then obviously titanium white. Okay, we're gonna go with a little bit of cad yellow. So we got some cad yellow. We're gonna put the cad yellow down below. Once again, it's gonna mix with the white, of course. I'll kind of slide it in there into that purple a little bit. Just like that, mix it right in there, that purple. And then you continue going downward a little further. Just a little more. The cad there, just like that. I don't want to go all the way down, so I'll keep it around in here somewhere. Once again, I'm bringing some of that yellow up into the purple a little bit. And we'll keep it, you know, right around in that area. I'm going to take a mop brush, simple makeup brush. Okay, got a wide base on it, as you can see. And I'll lightly, very like the three hairs and some air, I'll just lightly blend these surfaces together here, these colors together, very lightly. Extremely light touch. The more you blend, the more it's gonna fade in, blend into each other. Okay. And basically, it's just getting rid of streaks. All right. I wipe the brush off on my towel. I got a towel on my lap, and I just wipe it off there. Right in here, I'll just wipe this. Just kind of smooth it a little bit. Mainly, I want the transition up in here. We're gonna put clouds in here. So right where you see the colors meet, we'll throw some clouds, some nice little cloud placement there. Okay, all right, that'll work. What we have right there will work absolutely fine. Okay, let's get a fan brush. This is a number 12 fan. Let's look down here at the palette. We're gonna get a little bit of white. We're gonna pull that white, just like that. Just pull it. So you're gonna get a nice thin layer of white on the brush there. You can see it right here. Okay, up here, we're just gonna do a couple of nice little happy dances with it right in between here. Just kind of twirl it around here. Come up here, come down here a little bit. But we're gonna just kind of twirl it around like that. Okay. We're gonna get some more. I didn't clean my brush, don't need to. Get some more titanium white. And we'll just come and play around in here a little bit. Come on down, just like that. And don't need to be really extravagant with it as of yet. But what I have here will be perfectly fine. As far as your clouds are concerned, whichever way you feel you want them to look, okay, entirely up to you. Let's pull in a little bit. Okay, that should be good enough. I don't think I need to put the focus on it, but I will do it anyway. Okay, and with the smaller mop brush, like I said, you can pretty much kind of fluff these any way you want. Once again, 3 hairs and some air, just like that, right? And I'm gonna just kind of fluff it around there a little bit. Now, the more you blend these clouds, the more they're gonna blend into that purple or the yellow. Okay, so it's up to you how far you want them blended in. Okay, really up to you. I like to have my clouds kind of disappear into the previous color, but it's really up to you and how you want to do that. Okay, I can have some of the intensity really stick out, or I can blend it away. Okay, see, you can kind of manipulate, move your clouds any way you want, shape them. Okay, the more you do it, the more you'll get accustomed to doing it. All right, so it's up to you. Like I said, I can blend those away in the bottom there. But as you can see, you can see the various movements. And like I said, it all depends on how much movement you want in your clouds. And the blending, entirely up to you. How much of the clouds do you want blended in? So right now this looks okay. It's pretty cool. Got a lot of movement in it. Okay, and plus it helps separate the in-between color of that purple and the yellow. All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a palette knife. Okay, now look down here with me. Let's get some quick mountain color going. I got the umber, so that, you know, that's I don't really need too much umber for the cloud for the mountain. We'll do the mix right here. So I'll use a little bit of that, a little bit of the purple, and we'll just mix a little bit of that together. Keep it away from that white paint a little bit there. So a nice little mountain color there. Okay, something like that. And get a little swipe across. We'll sketch a little mountain. Nothing too, something like that. And we'll pop another one right here. And really, you're looking for the outside edge, not necessarily anything in the inside. All right, but we're going to show you how fast this mountain will grow. Okay, and it will grow, trust me. You don't need too much. Maybe that much amount of mountain is all that's needed right now. And remember, this is just the shadow, the base color of Mr. Mountain here. All right, just the base color. But I think that should be more than enough. I got it pretty much centered in the middle of the painting. I'm going to take a flat brush. Doesn't matter if it's 3/4 or 1/2 inch. Right now that really doesn't matter, but I'm gonna show you how much you can expand this mountain. Okay, it's really up to you of how far. See, the paint just smooths it out. You just need a thin coating of the dark color, and then you can just kind of look at this. It's smooth. You use your hand, light hand pressure, you smooth it right out. Okay. I can have it disappear around in that region right in there. And I can fade the rest of that away. Believe it or not, I won't need as much of this mountain color as you would think. But I can, like I say, I can fade all of that away. Just fade it. Just like that, just fade it out of there. I can thin some of that away there, make some of that go away. Just like that. Okay. See how easily you can do that? Just manipulate the colors a little bit. I'll bring some of that mid color down here a little. Okay. Just like a real simple type of mountain right now. For right now. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off my brush. And we'll start building little layers on the mountain. I'm gonna use the palette knife to kind of mix up a nice little mountain mix. I still got some of this brown left. Look down here with me. All right, my little stay wet palette. It will move around once you start playing with this palette knife. Okay, we'll play around with a little more ochre with the umber, just like that. And maybe a touch more ochre. Thin it out a little bit. Take a nice little swipe across. So you get a nice little bead of color. I'll show it to you here. So you should be able to see that. All right, let's go up here. Mr. Mountain. We can bring this in a little closer so we can show you how we do this. Okay, at this point in time, it really doesn't matter what's the lit side or what's the dark side. We're just going to shape the mountain. Okay, and I'll just come here very gently with the knife. You see the way I'm holding the knife, and I'll just come here and I'll just start to get your palette knife as close as you can to your surface. Okay, and that's how you can kind of get the paint to break. Come around in here, just get that paint to break a little bit. Bring it on down there like that. The key to it is to let the paint break and do its thing. All right, and when we get to the highlights and the sub highlights, shadow colors, everything will start fleshing out, and you'll see that soon enough. Right now I'm just getting some interesting patterns going with it. People got different ways of forming mountains, painting mountains, and you do it the way you feel. Okay, like I say, I'm gonna work out the lit half and the shaded half in a few seconds here. Just getting a little more ochre, a little more umber. Don't need too much. Let's get it a little bit darker there. You will judge your color by the color of your mountain, your base color, basically. Okay. Come up around here. Now I got all of this one color. I'm just getting very interesting kind of rocky stuff happening with it for right now. So actually, the way I'm doing it is I'm layering the whole mountain in color for right now. Okay, and then I'll add the slight highlights. I'll use white with the color that we have. The brighter the highlight, the less of it you need. Just be mindful of that. I'll thin my color out so I get a nice thin layer of color like so. I guess we'll have the lit half over here, and we'll just start to kind of take it. Now you go light, very light touch, and you can kind of see this. You can just manipulate this guy any way you feel. Let the paint break. Let it get its texture. Okay. Come on down with it. And we're gonna play around with it. We're gonna layer it, and this is the lit half of the mountain here. So we're gonna do a lot of playing with that. A little touch of white. So we'll get it a little bit lighter. Okay, and you really start to kind of mark off where you want this fella to kind of look. Okay. Come around here, curve it around a little bit. Curve it on down. Come on down with it. Getting a little more white. This mixed again with the stained material, the residual paint and all of that fun stuff. Very light, very light. Come on down with it. Have it chip away a little bit. Come on up through here. Okay. We'll kind of give it a curve there. Bring it on down like that. Okay. All right, let's get a little bit of purple. Getting a little bit of purple. And we'll probably darken that purple with a little bit of brown there. So it's gonna just kind of gray it out. A little more purple. And maybe a slight touch of red in there. This is for obviously the shadow half of the mountain. We'll darken that up a little bit. A little more brown in that. Thin it out. Come on across. And we're going to work on the other half. Bring some of that around there. You just keep building. Keep building. Come on out this way with it. Borrow some. Get some of that texture flowing with this fella. Bring some over here. Bring it that way. Put some of that up here. Just like that. Bring it out that way. Okay. All right. Pretty neat. As I'm still checking it out here, I think I can get away with a little bit of residual white right up around in here somewhere. Just kind of play around with it there. A little bit there. Put some of that brightness right there. Make it kind of pop a little bit right on the top there. Like that. Okay. All right. Enough of that. Let's take our go-to brush and we're going to lightly just tap. We're going to create a nice little fine mist with that. Very lightly, just kind of mist that bottom out a little bit. Even coming up in here a little, just mist it out. Don't press too hard. You don't want to kill all your details. Just a little bit of fine mist there, like that. Okay. All right. I can probably tap some of that, tone some of that down there, like that. But look how it's starting to look. Okay. And you're just toning it down a little bit. I'll kind of tone it down there too. And once again, a slight little mistiness there. There. All right. Really your choice of how much mist you want. Let's draw back a little bit. You kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay. And down below you can really kind of throw that mist around in there. Don't worry about all this down here. Okay. All right. It is coming together. It is coming together. It kind of looks like, adding with some more detail, looks like that mountain from Paramount movies. Let's get a little mist down below. We'll return to the fan brush. Okay. I'm going to get just the corner of my brush, a little bit of white on the corner. I'm going to go down below. Let's bring this higher. We're going to go down below here. Yeah, somewhere around here. Just put it there. Still got our glycerin. Okay. Getting a little more titanium white, and I'm just gonna kind of tap it right in here. Come up a little bit over there, but come down there. Okay, just like that. It doesn't matter if you're going downward or whatever. And I'll take my brush. I'll kind of swirl. I'm pressing, and I'll just swirl it around up here a little bit. Come up in here, just like that. Let's bring some of that up around in there. Okay, I'm keeping the brush moving around, just like so. Maybe around in that corner, just like that. I'm gonna go back to my blender brush. See, the fan brush will supply the movement, but my blender will soften all of that. Okay, and it looked like a cloudy, misty type of thing happening. Don't over blend your mist. Okay, no hard edges, obviously. You don't want hard edges in your mist. Okay, just like that. Have it blend into them clouds in there. Now you got a very mysterious mountain coming out of nowhere. You see that? We've only been at this a few minutes. There we go. Okay. Try not to overdo it. Okay, it's not difficult to do that. You take each subject at a time. Okay. Alrighty. So we've got a little bit of that established. Okay. But here's what I'm going to do now. We're going to pan back a little bit. This is not a very complex painting. Okay. But we are going to bridge that mountain in. We should be all right around there. Okay. I have a brush. I'm going to do a different variety of trees here. Okay. This is just a giant size 12 flat brush. It's kind of got some thickness there. Okay. All right, let's look down below. Obviously, we don't have green. We're going to make some nice darks, though. We're going to get into the purple. Put the purple right in here. Get some yellow ochre. They're two opposites. Put them in together. They kind of gray each other out a little bit. Okay. Just like so. Actually, I'm gonna need a touch of blue. Just need to deepen the color. We'll put the blue over here. This is just phthalo blue. Okay. So that purple and yellow, we're gonna get a little bit of phthalo blue in there just to deepen that. It's gonna turn it kind of greenish, and that's okay. Now you get a little bit of red, which will kind of deepen that color we have. Get plenty of paint on the brush for the variety of trees that we're gonna have. I'm gonna open up the bristles on this fella for 1 second. Okay, let's look here. What we're gonna do is basically just kind of see this. And I like my trees to have a pretty strong middle, just like this. So I'm just shaping my trees right now. Actually, I'm just shaping just like that. We come up and around in here because we're gonna kind of cover some of that, just like that. And we're gonna bring it downward. It doesn't matter as we go down because we're gonna create our own woods. All right, get some more of that dark color. We'll start shaping different types of, we'll bring it down here like this, and we'll kind of shape those guys like that. And we'll kind of bring them up in here. We're gonna really design our own trees and everything with this grayish color. We'll bring it right down. We'll just bring all that down there. All right. We'll start fleshing out separate trees with this mass of bushes we're kind of creating. I'm just going from side to side there. Okay. Good touching. Kind of go wider as we go along here. Kind of block all that in. Just block this in. You'll see what I'm doing as we go along. Just block it in. Just like that. Block it all in. All right. We're going to continue on the other side. Right up around here. We'll get a tall one right here. Of course, you guys don't see that. Let's go up a little bit. There he is. See him there? And I'll just kind of move my brush from side to side as I'm doing it. Gets a little wider. Looks like we're just blocking these fellas right now. Okay. Some of my gray is escaping me a little bit, but that's okay. We'll put one right here. Just like that. All right. So we got a lot of that established. Okay. All right. Let's come down here. We're going to take what we got here. Okay. We're going to just take it and we'll drag it downward. Drag it straight down. Just like that. So just vary them. Obviously it gets a little taller here. Just like that. All right. Just like that. Okay. All right. We're going to take the same brush, dry it out real good. We're going to utilize, see this gray we have in here on the palette? We'll kind of get some of that gray. We'll scrape it. We're going to utilize this gray. We'll put it right there. We're going to utilize some of this blue. Put it right into that gray. Okay. And we're going to get some yellow ochre. Put it right in there. And you see that green that pops out there? Look at that. Okay. We're going to utilize that. Once again, we're going to kind of fluff out our brush here. Dip into that green. We'll probably be needing a little more than this. Okay, let's go back up here. Let's bring this back in. And let's go up here. Let's start fleshing out these guys with this green. And you're just going to, now you don't want to make all of your grays disappear, but see, a very light touch will start to kind of fill out some of that, let's get some more phthalo blue while I'm talking to you. It's phthalo blue and ochre. Need plenty of it. Of course, it's being mixed in with a little bit of that gray. I'll probably get a little touch of green just to darken it a little bit. That was a little too much red. A little too much red. Get some more yellow in there. Okay. Light touch. And pop it right in there. See, you can kind of form your trees. See how they're getting, see how you're starting to get the shape of the trees now. Put it in there, just like that. If you want to give it a little short press, give it a little press. But you're just gonna, make it look like a little bit of a wilderness in there. Okay, getting some more green. You can lighten them up, darken them up. It's really up to you at this point. I'm not getting rid of all the gray. Okay. I'm gonna dip my brush into a little bit of water, loosen up the paint. Usually a light touch will really give you those nice leaves patterns, as you can see. Don't mash your brush. You don't have to massacre the brush. Right up in here. Now I'm working on a canvas board here. And once again, I'm not getting rid of it. You make interesting groupings when you do the bushes like this, the trees like this, but I'm not getting rid of all that gray. That won't be necessary for you to do so. And once again, take this green. Look. See that? Take that green, work it downward. And I'm working the green over on top of the grayish purple. Just like that. Oh, of course you didn't see none of that. But it looks like that. So far, for right now. Let's go back up here. We'll do some slick highlighting. All you need is a little bit of titanium white. Look down here with me. Titanium white, get a little bit of yellow ochre. You're mixing that green in there with it. You got plenty of it. The brighter your highlight, the less of it you need. So be very, I'm opening my bristles. Okay, very light touch. And you're gonna do it on the left side. Just like that. Interesting little patches. I'm not overdoing it with the brightness. Bring some in here like that. Let's bring some of that down here like this. Can I give a? See, I'm just getting another batch of tree color here. Just like that. I'm gonna come over here on the other side, liven this up a little bit. Get my head out of the way. Like I said, it's mainly on one side. Okay. I'm gonna go with a little bit of white. Maybe a touch of yellow with that white. A little more white, lighten it up a bit. And we'll kind of, very light now. The brighter the highlight, the less of it you need. Shape my brush a little bit better there. And we're just highlighting certain spots there. You kind of give a slight push to some of these like that. Come over here, lighten some of those up. Give a slight little push for some ground leaves down there like this. Okay, so you got a nice little wooded area here with that mountain back there. I'm just turning my brush around. Give a slight push. Okay. This fella up here, same thing. Aim them toward the edge of the branches there. Give a couple of nice pushes there for some shrubbery down there if you want. You're just building an extra plane of stuff there, basically. And you can do the same thing here. You can kind of bring some of that down here like this. And I'm just emulating some of the, just like that. We're gonna come back and we're gonna have our fun with this. So just hold on for 1 second. Put some down in here. Just like that. Clean off the brush. Whatever brush you use for a project, and if you want to do trees, I'm just showing you the technique, but you're going to get a slightly different look with each one. Very gently, just go downward very gently. You don't want to kill the difference in tones. Very lightly. And you're just kind of helping those strokes go down there like that. Okay. All right. let's take, oh, I can take a little bit of this white, some of the brown and white, spread it out a little bit, get a little swipe across, and we'll play with some kind of branches in there, whatever. You make them look larger if you just put more of the markings in there. Basically, you're making an optical illusion. Put them right in there. Put some here and there. So it gives the illusion that there's more there than what's actually really there. Add a little more white just to make it show a little bit better. And just be careful. Get my head out of the way there. Pop some around here. Let's give him a nice little trunk right in there like that. Bring him up like that. Pop in a few in here. That. Give him a little something there. Just like that. Now you take that same color. Nice little swipe across. Just be careful. Come on down, boom, like that. Bring some down here like this. Come here. See, just kind of match them a little bit. See that optical illusion? See how it takes shape there? Okay. Let's put it right in there. This guy right here has a nice long one. He needs to be brighter. He's a little dull. Let's brighten him up a little bit. There we go. Just like that. And you just add some more. Come on down there. Add a few like that. Okay. This is a nice color. Let me kind of fade them in just a little bit. Just blur them in. Little swipe downward. Just like this. Okay. Just like that. Make it look all glassy looking. Okay. Like I say, it's a nice kind of a nice color, so I can kind of give it a nice little bank right here. Come up here like that. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking it and I'm just pressing. Nice little, see, little patches, just like that. Get a little bit of white, have it show a little bit more. Swipe across. So we got a little bank going on right in there like that. Don't be all nervous. Don't be a nervous painter. Just have a little fun. That's all. Have a little fun. My poor my poor palette, easel palette here is moving around. Come here. Add a little bit of brightness. Go on up there with it a little bit, just like that. Kind of continue it on. Let's kind of open that up there like that. Okay, let's wipe away a lot of this. We don't need any more of that. Let's wipe this away. Okay, let's get a little bit of white. Spread it out. You don't need much white. A little swipe across. Let's get some a little bit of shoreline action here. We're just gonna kind of rub and go down here, rub it. Just like that. As you can see how I'm shaking the board here. Pretty firm touch. I'm pressing down and I'm moving it around here. Keep it going there, just like that. All right, okay. Let's get a little more, some more titanium white. A little swipe across. Be careful during this part. Okay. Get you some motion lines in there. Just like that. Come on over here. Pop them in there. Go straight across if you can. Make it as horizontal as you can. Okay. They get smaller as you approach closer to the shoreline there. They get smaller and they're a little bit more of them when you get closer here like this. Okay. But as you get closer to you, you come down on the board a little bit. They get a little longer. Okay. Just press down a little bit. See that? And they get a little longer there. Okay, let it break. It looks like little ripples and stuff. Come out here. Okay, if it gets a little thick, thin it down a little. Come out here like this. See how you get little trickles of water? All I'm doing is taking the knife, and then I just kind of, look at that, and you come on out here. You can go the other way if you want. Get a little movement going in your water. I'll come down here and do the same thing. I just mimic it, just like that. Up to you how much of that you wanted there. Really up to you. Okay, let's pull back and let's see what it looks like so far. All right, so we're down here. We got all this going on. I'm gonna take my brush. I'm gonna smooth out some of this here. Just smooth it out a little bit. This is just down below. Then I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna lightly brush right across. How's that for water movement? Look at this. Brush it right across. I'll lightly do it up here too. There. How's that for a glassy look? Okay. Now it looks like you got that 2 different speeds of water going on there. Calm here, but it's getting a little faster up around in this area. You know. Okay. Enough of that playing around. Let's get a little bit of purple. Put it right in here. Get a little bit of that red on top of that purple. Keep mixing. Keep mixing. Get a little bit of that super dark titanium blue, or titanium blue. Phthalo blue. So you got phthalo blue, purple, and red as of right now. Pretty nice deep color. See what happens if you keep stirring it. Okay. Straightening out my little. I should have did this on the glass palette, but it's okay. All right, so we got that worked out. Let's take our use this brush. We're gonna block out some stones in the front, so we get some kind of something like this, and we're just gonna block that in. Block it right in. Block it in there. Okay. I'm just getting some more of this dark. And we're gonna kind of block them in, blocking some nice round stones in there. Oh, we'll get one kind of curvy looking like that. You're just blocking in shapes right now. Yeah, we're gonna have one kind of nice size one kind of come out there like this, and just block it in. Block them right in. Make them a little darker. Just block them in. Just like that. Block it right in there. Okay. Just something big in the foreground there. Just like that. All right. And it sets everything back a little bit. Okay. I'm going to go into my blue right here. Go into nothing but blue and red right now. It's going to give me an extremely deep maroon color. Just like that. Because I want it even darker. I'm just blocking it in a much darker color. Because I really want it to really be set itself apart from the others, basically. And I'm just making it just darker. That's all. Getting some more maroon color mixture. Equal parts of the phthalo blue and the red. Really dark. I just don't want to use black paint. But this is plenty dark right here. What you see me doing here. Okay. You can get all sorts of nice rock textures going on with that. All right. Now we're gonna go back to our palette knife to do some more mixing. I can use this white one here. Okay, so we got this bluish color here. Okay. Let's get a little bit of yellow. Put it in there, and a little bit of red. There. I know it looks kind of muddy, but what I'm doing is I mixed the green with this bluish purple, and it's going to cancel out. They cancel each other out. They turn this little brown color. Now watch what happens when I add a little bit of titanium white to that. Okay, you're going to get a gray, but it's going to be more of a rocky colored gray. It's starting to transform right now to that rocky-ish gray color. All right. There. Take it, spread it right out. Boom. Nice and thin, just like that. Okay, we're gonna use, we'll use this. Let's take a nice one. This is just a plastic, knife. And we're gonna just get some nice rocky texture. Have it flow around, let it break and add all sorts of high strangeness. Come on around here, look at this. It's very light. As a matter of fact, let's zoom in so you can really see what I'm doing here. Right now. See how it's starting to break? Okay, very light. Going a little, just like that. Don't get rid of all that deep blue. Okay, and you just keep going around. As we highlight, you create your own batch of rocks. Whatever rock you want in front, whatever rock you want in the back. It's definitely up to you. Right now we're just getting those nice patterns going. Going into my blue. You need a little more blue. You need a little more red. A little touch of that yellow. Okay, remember, some of this stuff gets canceled out. Okay. Add a little more red love to it because it's starting to turn green. A little titanium white in there. Let's gray that down a little bit with that brown. Now what you see is a lot of green. You kill that green with some of that red, it's going to turn it. Remember, they're opposites on the color wheel. All right, adding a little more of that green to that red, and then brown it red out. Keep stirring it. It's starting to turn gray again. See that? Now, put titanium white in it, and it gets that rocky color again. Okay, there. Got your rocky color. Get a little swipe across. Too much of a swipe. Just thin that out a little bit better. Thin it out there. Swipe across and start adding more texture. Very lightly. Let it break. Let it break. It's hard for me to see. And basically I'm adding just a lot of rock texture. So when I do the highlights are really pop once they come across this paint. And that's basically all I'm doing. is creating texture for my highlights, because you're not going to highlight every bit of the rock. All right, don't do that. You got to save some of those darks. But you can definitely, I think I have it really. I don't have to really add any more. Got more than enough texture. You'll see how simple this is. All right, I got enough gray here. I'm scraping up what's left of it. I'm gonna put it, no, I don't want to use that green. I like the gray. Now I don't have any more titanium white. I gotta put some more white in there. And we're gonna get a nice gray highlight, rocky gray. So just another touch of titanium white over here. Mix it right in with that gray, you get a nice rocky gray color. Just like that. See, you gotta brighten it up just a little bit. I don't want it too bright, but just enough to, just like that. I don't necessarily have to use this big knife for this. I can use a smaller one. I'll just use this plastic, a few different shapes of plastic. Now for this rocky texture, I'm gonna gather this up, put it right there, and I'm gonna tap. You see that look you're getting? Okay, see that on the knife? As the light hits it, you'll see it. See that? See that texture? Okay. And now we're gonna add the texture to the rocks. Come on around in here, curve it, just like that. Tap some more color. Gather up your paint. Tap some more. And we'll create a rock right here. Kind of round him off. Just like that, round him right off over here. Just like that. We'll keep him in there in the back. We'll round him off though. Keep him in the back, round this one off. Just put him pretty much in the front there, like that. This type of texture does take plenty of paint. So just be mindful of that. It does take a little more paint. Just like that. We're gonna come on around for the rocks in the back there. Just raise it up a little bit. I don't think I gotta raise it up too far. Get in here. There we go. Let that paint take care of this. I'm just grabbing a little more white paint. It's picking up the residual gray. It's never going to be totally white. Okay. This is a little bit lighter gray, which is cool. There we go. Right up on the edge there. Have some fun, don't rush it. Come on around in here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right now I'm just tweaking things a little bit, rounding things off. Gentle highlights to where I think it might need some. All right, let's pull back to see what we got here. The episode of Grayscale Painting. Okay, we're gonna kind of be easy with this one here. I would love to see people emulate some of these projects that I do. No special effects or anything. This will be a very, I guess, a typical, somewhat landscape. Okay. All right. Well, very simple plan for a sky. Okay, and we're gonna get this all worked out and mapped out and all that fun stuff. You know, colorful sky, mountain, trees, stuff like that. Very basic landscape. All right. Okay. We will get this started. I work with heavy body acrylic paint. Okay. Now, I've made my own liquid white type of hard for me to find words here. Type of paint here. All right, you know, you do the fingerprint test, you know, one of those. All right. Okay, so you don't need too much of this. It's just really, it's like 60% paint and maybe 40% vegetable glycerin, and that's what I have. It's water-based, so it's craft paint. You can use any color you want, really. I just use white. Okay, you can use blue, gray, green, whatever, but you know, it's that 60-40. All right. Okay, well, let's get to getting. Let's do a like I say, I want to go typical, so I'm gonna dip the corner of my brush into a little phthalo blue here. All right, and I'll keep the corners. Oh, this isn't phthalo blue. I'm sorry. This is actually purple. It's actually purple, guys, not phthalo blue. We've got a different color palette today, basically. Okay, which is obviously purple, as you can see. And I'll keep the purple side a little dark. Yeah, I'm using different colors. I will announce the colors. They'll flash up on the screen anyway. Basic X stroke type of fashion. The white is mixing in with it, making it a little darker. Okay. And you just keep blending. Like I say, I want the sky up above just to appear a little darker. Okay. I'm just adding more paint to it. And somewhat X strokes. It'll be blended out in a second or two. All right. So I've got my little bit of purple head going on over there. Ironically, there's no blue in the palette. I will talk about the color palette down there. I kind of jumped the gun with that. So excuse me for that. I kind of jumped the gun with it, so excuse me for that. Let's look down here. My bad. Cad red, cad orange, yellow ochre, umber, burnt umber, and some purple. So it's not dioxazine purple, it's another purple. Okay, and then obviously titanium white. Okay, we're gonna go with a little bit of cad yellow. So we got some cad yellow. We're gonna put the cad yellow down below. Once again, it's gonna mix with the white, of course. I'll kind of slide it in there into that purple a little bit. Just like that, mix it right in that purple. And then you continue going downward a little further. Just a little more. The cad there. Just like that. I don't want to go all the way down, so I'll keep it around in here somewhere. Once again, I'm bringing some of that yellow up into the purple a little bit. And we'll keep it, you know, right around in that area. All right, now, with acrylic paint, it'd just be wise to rinse off your brush often, because acrylic paint does dry quickly, much faster than oil paint. So you really don't want to have that stuff linger on your palette. I'm going to take a mop brush, simple makeup brush. Okay, got a wide base on it, as you can see. And I'll lightly, very like the 3 hairs and some air, I'll just lightly blend these surfaces together here, these colors together, very lightly. Extremely light touch. The more you blend, the more it's gonna fade in, blend into each other. Okay. And basically, it's just getting rid of streaks. All right. I wipe the brush off on my towel. I got a towel on my lap, and I just wipe it off there. Right in here, I'll just wipe this. That'll work. What we have right there will work absolutely fine. Okay. Let's get a fan brush. This is a number 12 fan. Let's look down here at the palette.